siblings as well. Of course, I have a lot of moms out there. I celebrate each and every one of them. I celebrate my wife. She has been very supportive, you know, from the time we got married. To date, she's been supportive in every single way, and every single day I look at her, I'm like, yes, I'm sure I actually really made the right decision of you know, making her my wife. So overall, I think there are a whole lot of women out there that you can celebrate. There are feminists out there. There are people who are in the field every day, struggling, making sure, you know, their families continue to live. They continue to send their kids to school. I think generally the women that we really need to support are those that are not recognized, those that are in traditional Gambia, those that are in communities that the camera lens does not even reach. These are the women that we need to support, because these are the women that are always struggling tirelessly to ensure that their families survive and their children, you know, live a better life than they are. So I would say there are a whole lot of women out there overall that we really ought to support.
Badgie, do you realize that there are some men that will not support men, that will not support women? There are some men that will always bully women. Do you think that is right? Especially when we say women are our mothers, women, you know, they are our wives.
That is entirely wrong. I think every or any real man would entirely support any initiative that seeks to empower the woman. I mean, even God said it in the Quran, you know, Jannah is on the feet of your mom, you know. So that basically just says a whole lot as to why exactly we should treat women with respect, why we should support them, and why we as men should always be that #1 support system for any woman regarding whatever initiatives they're doing, or with, you know, regarding to making sure their lives and livelihoods are being improved. So personally, I would say any real man out there, regardless of your race, your gender, your religion, and your sexual orientation, should always be out there supporting women at all times.
What message do you have for the general public when it comes to International Women's Day, 8th of March? It's a very important day in the history of the world. A lot of people will celebrate, but in Gambia, you know, we would only hear a few people celebrate. You know, if it's Valentine, everybody will talk about it. But some people will not even know 8th March is International Women's Day.
I would say go out there, charity begins at home. From your very house, celebrate every single woman in there. Show them that you love them, appreciate them, and if possible, why don't you just treat them, you know, to something special? I'm sure you never know, possibly probably get her breakfast in bed and you correct.
Yeah, what
the No, you should come, like, but overall, every single person out there should at least endeavor to make that special woman or women in their lives feel special and that they are appreciated. And most importantly, let's continue to support their growth. Let's advocate against certain issues that will continue to hinder their growth and development. I know there are a whole lot of people that wouldn't agree with a whole lot of things, but traditional practices like early and forced marriages, female genital mutilation, or cutting, these are all harmful traditional practices that we as men should be in the forefront advocating to make sure that they are not inflicted on any young woman out there.
Just remind us again your name, your role, or your position. Let's know.
My name is Abdoulie Badgie. I am the Media and Communications Officer for the Youth Empowerment Project. Yeah.
Yes. Badgie, do you think Gambian women can raise a Gambian flag high?
I think they already are raising the Gambian flag high. I mean, you go out there, women occupy very important positions outside of the world. You look at the ICC, for instance. The chief prosecutor is you know, Gambian. You go to the African Development Bank, you have Gambians that are there. You go to other UN agencies, you have Gambian women that are doing exceptionally well. I mean, like you mentioned the likes of Musubako Tosawa, you mentioned the likes of Jaha, you know, Dukure. These are people out there that are recognized, people that are, you know, recognized for the very work that they do in, increasing, or should I say, uplifting the lives of not just young women or girls in the Gambia, but in the world in general. And these are people that are recognized. So women are already raising the flag of our beloved country, higher heights, beyond the borders of our country.
What message do you have for men that bully women? What message do you have for men that do not want to support their women?
I would say bullying is wrong. A sensible and a gentleman or a man would never bully a woman. You don't insult women, you don't abuse them. You are supposed to treat a woman with respect and with dignity. This is not something that I am saying as an individual or as an activist. This is something that even all our religions say, both Christianity and Islam. They tell you, treat the woman respectfully. So anyone that is treating a woman in any way that is not as according to the teachings of our religions and of course according to the norms of our society is probably practicing a religion of his own. Women, as I made mention earlier on, are supposed to be supported, treated with care, and of course given that enabling environment where they will be able to grow, excel, and what do I say? Am I alive? No. Really? As I made mention earlier on, I feel like any man out there should work tirelessly to make sure that women are supported. And maybe what I just did there was a bonus for the live viewers.
Yes. Badgie, we have visited so many places. We have seen women that lose hope, women that are not feeling the world, women that think they didn't belong actually to this world. They're sitting in places that myself will not want to be, or other people will not want to be. What message do you have for those women? They lose hope in the society. They feel they're not part of the society. Maybe because they were once abused by a man, or they were once been frustrated by a man. It can be anything. So what message do you have for those people that are standing in one place, being into prostitution, being into other things, feeling that they're not part of this society?
Yeah, I think overall, victims should never blame themselves for certain situations that they are in, because I think it is important that we acknowledge as a people, as a community, and as a country that sometimes people are pushed, to certain circumstances, mainly, because of the situations that they find themselves in, one, and two, you can also say someone has taken advantage of them and lured them into prostitution. I mean, one gross human rights violation is trafficking. We've seen, situations where young people are promised jobs and better lives, or livelihood in other countries. They are taken there and they are put in situations where they do not wish to be. So I would say, do not ever lose hope. Keep fighting. Your life is worth it. It is not your fault. And inshallah, by the grace of God, I'm sure, with the support of government, with the support of civil society organizations, and of course with the support of the international community, you will be able to, at least one day, be able to get out